Kenny Holt, my man, how you doing?
Saturday night, man. Sorry about the Knicks, but guess what?
Don't start, man. Don't start, please.
Hey, sorry about the Knicks. Guess what, man? In St. Louis, Missouri,
Yep,
we saw some good cooking, and I'm talking about between John Cena and Randy Orton. Backlash,
mm-hmm.
baby. And I think
That's
we got more.
right.
I think we got more from tonight than a lot. I saw a lot of
I
I saw a
agree.
lot in this match for all five matches. There was a lot
Yeah.
that could be explained.
Um, if you're watching us live on X and YouTube, first of all, we thank you. We really appreciate it. I know there's a bunch of other podcasts going on to recap and review Backlash. But if you're hanging out with us, we thank you. We love you. You can find Kenny Holt on Twitter, Instagram at Cowabunga_K_E_N myself, Randy J Cruz, RENDY, letter J CRUZ, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Go find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, also on Amazon Music, youtube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Go ahead, download, rate, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Show some love and support for you boys on the program. Again, we are doing this live post Backlash. Any questions, comments, feedback from the show, hit us up in the chat and we'll get right to it. Listen, it just went off the air. John Cena is still the undisputed WWE champion. 5 matches went on the card. So the predictions that we made last night,
Yeah.
we picked Cena, we picked Dom, we
Yep.
picked Jacob.
Correct.
We were all wrong on Becky. So Lyra won.
Yeah.
And I know we all picked Gunther. So 4 out of 5, not bad. 4 out of 5 is not bad.
Shocking, yeah, bad. Not bad, but
Not bad at all. The 60 plus who have chimed in so far on Twitter or YouTube, thank you. Again, any questions, comments, feedback regarding Backlash is in the TV behind me as it concludes. Any feedback, hit us up in the chat. Kenny, let's start from the main event and work our way backwards. Again, John Cena is still champion, defeated Randy Orton with the help of R-Truth of all fucking people.
hey, quick, out of why? Come on, man.
Listen, I thought it was a better match than what we all probably would have thought. Definitely better than Cena and Cody from WrestleMania.
Agreed.
Very nostalgic, a lot of shenanigans, referee bumps, a lot of RKOs were happening, a lot of AAs were going on, and then at the end, bless you.
Sorry.
At the end, I'm seeing social media not really being fans of the finish, but R-Truth helps, comes to the aid of John Cena and distracts Randy Orton, and John Cena hits Orton with the belt like it did Cody at Mania and gets the 1, 2, 3. Your thoughts on the main event between John Cena and Randy Orton?
Hey, man. Randy, I think you hit every point. This match was really like for us that have been following, for fans that have been following Randy and John from Ruthless Aggression.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're at the age now, John's final tour. Randy is up in age. This was like a classic old timers match. But being that was an old timers match, this match gave nothing but good St. Louis barbecue cooking. So this match was really good. Like, everyone was talking about that, we probably may have said maybe this match wouldn't go. I saw on Twitter, some people was like, oh, this match wouldn't go the distance like 30 minutes or less, less than 20 minutes, 15. But
how long you think it went? How long? Like a good 20 plus, man, I think, right?
This match, they started coming out around like 9 o'clock and ended around close. It's almost 10 o'clock. So I would say they performed like at least 25, maybe 30 minutes.
Love it.
Listen, man, we got two of the greats. Okay, this isn't no exhibition. These are two of the greats, Hall of Famers. This is Randy Orton and John Cena. It don't matter what age. I think that both of them really showed the longevity of like decades, years long of rivalry and wanting and doing what they do best, be the best and going for the gold. So John, it's just different from different roles. John's the heel, Randy's the face. They performed, they did their moves, they did what they do. Is just a lot of it. We saw a lot of outside action. We saw a lot of kickouts. We saw a lot of using their signature moves, their very popular moves. We saw referees get knocked out. We saw bumps getting taken. We saw Nick Aldis getting RKO'd again. That was funny. I was like, "You get an RKO. You get an RKO."
That's right.
Winfrey. But I like how this match was. This match, as you said earlier, I think this match was a lot better than Cody versus John Cena. This was
way better.
Was better, respectfully. But this match really, I think this match really told really what was, and it just really explains more. Like, we saw Randy sizing up his opportunity to give John the punt and give him the kick, but R-Truth, John Cena's number one fan, came out, interfered, and that cost the match. We was like, John's going to have some way to win the match, but we don't know how. We were just waiting to see who. We thought was going to come out. I said last night Bronson Reed was going to come out, but
me too. I said Cody.
So, but out of all people, R-Truth, and we can really, and I think a lot of us, that was unexpected. So, and with that, what happens? John gives him the low blow, hits him with the title, wins it, not clean, but Randy takes the cover, takes the pin. But I would say this, Randy, at the end of the match, John really said that, you know what? This is all WWE has for me. I want a new challenger. No one is worthy to challenge me. And I thought someone was going to come out. I would have thought it would have been.
I thought so too.
I was waiting for either maybe Cody would come out or some type of pop from some, like, who. It was just unexpected. But the one thing I will say that really caught, it was the end when it went off the air, and you saw, and John left the ring. There was a moment when John was in the ring, still keeping his heel run, but the fans were, appreciating it because it's the last time they're going to see him.
Yeah.
But I think this farewell tour is connecting to the story of John Cena, because if you saw Cena, I don't know if it was breaking kayfabe or so, but Cena was looking like he was like, is this what am I doing? What am I doing? He had like a look of realization, like it was like a realization, like he was trying to break. I don't know if he was breaking or so, but if that was kind of, he was like, this is what I'm doing. This is what I have to do. Like, everyone was saying, thank you, Cena. And he was just looking at the title. I did it for this. They're giving me this. It's almost like he was in a trance, like he was like breaking trance, but then it's almost like he shook it off and then was like, all right. I don't know, man. It looked like almost a storytelling, like he's being controlled in some way. Like he's being forced, he's being controlled. And then at the end, when he walked off, at the belt, he just put the belt on his shoulder and left. So what if this is like, supreme storytelling, like the villain, Rock, is having some sort of control, but John's morality is really trying to fight what he's being controlled. Like John's in the final boss sunken place. He's trying to awaken.
Yeah.
So that could be
Noob, thank you. Randy Orton crashing out and RKOing Aldis and everyone. Yeah, that was dope. The crowd was into it. Obviously, the St. Louis crowd really played a major part and role in this match, being with Orton being from St. Louis and him crashing out on everybody. Like, yo, what's up, man? I had John beat twice. Referees get bumped twice. There's no referee to count them out. What the fuck's going on? Then you guys want to come out and then help the referees. And I'm like, hey, I got Cena pinned over here, guys. And you just want to go over there. Was the match still going on? Like, yo, somebody count the fucking 3. And then he crashes out, RKOs. Like, I think perfectly executed RKOs, by the way. Like, to do 5 or 6 in a row was like, that takes some exercise going on, bro. I'm like, I would have been tired after the second one, but he got a boom, up, boom, up, boom, up. I'm like, damn, Orton there, anything shit. And he didn't look tired, not one bit. So him crashing out was a great sight to see. Ice, what's up, gang? Appreciate you tapping in. Again, if you are watching on X and YouTube, hit us up in the chat. Any feedback you have from Backlash tonight, the main event, and then what's going to happen next. I think the next show will be Money in the Bank next month. Bear with me. I have a lot of thoughts. Yeah, we're just getting started. The 140 plus people, thank you. We appreciate y'all. I just tweeted this, but I think they're going to feed nostalgic opponents for Cena until it comes down to only one man left, which would be Cody Rhodes. We just had a conversation about that last night on the post SmackDown show about like, who could take the belt off of Cena? Terrence asked who else in that ruthless aggression era can Cena get in the ring with, and we mentioned obviously Orton, and a lot of guys who were in that aggression era are no longer with the company or retired. Hunter and Taker and Shawn and Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is injured, but can I see Ray and John? I don't know. And the one name I did mention was Brock Lesnar, and that was like, hey, what if Brock was to come back? Would you be in line to see? I think that it makes sense. Lesnar and Cena and Orton all, along with Batista and the Shelton Benjamins, all really signified Edge, that ruthless aggression era. Edge is, in AEW, Cope and Shelton's in AEW. Brock has not been around for, certain reasons for quite some time. Batista's acting in Hollywood. So it's like, hey, who else can Cena? I said, hey, if Cena beats Orton, which I think he will, where does Cena go next? Because I think in 2 weeks he's at Saturday night's main event. Mm-hmm. And I think was key with what he said tonight, where I need competition. Like this shit's too easy now. Like, what's up, man? Cody Rhodes, get out of here. Randy Orton, get out of here. I need competition now. What does that mean?
It's too early.
Some young guys, returning star. Punk is still out there. He's got to get one off with Punk, to fulfill that story. But it's a lot. Look, yeah, Punk, Rey Mysterio, Sheamus, Roman. Punk definitely. He's got to get.
Yeah,
I'm not thirsty for John and Sheamus.
I mean, they're crucial. They fought, and he beat him for the title.
Yeah, him and Roman now is not him and Roman from like years ago. Him and Rey Mysterio could be okay, but I don't think that's like a PLE. I think that's like a Raw SmackDown kind of thing. There's really I'm really trying to think who on the roster.
I think we gotta wait and see, because everyone that we said is just either on another brand or another show, or they just a different motion or different moves. Roman is too involved with Seth Rollins angle.
Yeah.
Punk as well. So we gotta probably wait time for that. Unless they're just probably gonna center around maybe the Cody comeback. I mean, for now, that's all you have. I mean, just be real.
Yeah.
That's just speaking what we have. You just gotta you gotta assess what you have at the moment and see what cause you have.
I think the story is going to be people trying to save Cena's soul as they recognize this is not who it truly is.
Yeah.
I think if they go that route, then
it's the mind control.
It could be the mind control, but the fact that it kind of peels the layers that him joining Rock maybe should not have happened in the first place. But now they try to find a way. All right, if Rock is not going to be involved in none of this shit, we gotta like slowly backpedal and find a way where John can like see the light. Like, yo, man, I've been bugging out for months. The fuck am I doing? And then slowly, like, hey, fans might get back on this side. He's like, what am I doing? The Rock, and I don't need the Rock. I don't need Travis Scott. I don't need none of these guys. What am I doing? Like, by the time when it's all said and done in December, he might be like, I bet I'm gonna, go back to my regular ways. But I mean, I think he did a better heel job tonight than like a WrestleMania or like all the promos from WrestleMania until last night of SmackDown. I love the intros. I love the pitch black intros with the white lettering. We got to get some T-shirts made out of that. I love that part, but the in ring is the in ring. You're not gonna get Cena's not Bret Hart. You're not gonna get that Kurt Angle type style with Cena, especially at his age at 47, 40, 48 years old, and you're gonna get what you're gonna get from John Cena. And like you said, I'm going to ruin wrestling. You get nothing. You get no music when I win now. I'm like, oh shit. In my head, no music. I'm like, oh shit, he come on to that. So yeah, I thought the main event was pretty good. The ending, it is what it is. I think maybe they can tie it together with R-Truth and Cena, as you mentioned about maybe R-Truth is the guy, the shining light. Hey, John, listen, man, I'm trying to rear you back into reality. Like, yo, you don't got to be this guy. Whatever Rock is doing to you, whatever Travis Scott, you don't got to be that guy. And I want to bring back the guy who was my hero, my favorite of all time. So this could lead down the road, but I don't think they go to that well just yet.
Yeah, from CM Punk, what he posted.
What, just now?
On IG, you're champion for now.
Cena is still a champ for now.
CM Punk.
And this is and this is what I mean about money in the fucking bank. Right? But the thing is, how do you get this? How do you get Punk? I think the Punk stuff with the Seth and Braun and all that could be Saturday night's main event. That is May 24th. And then you got a whole ass to get a week and a half, 2 weeks later for Money in the Bank.
Right.
And so that means Punk would have to put that thing on pause with Seth and them, and then somehow get the Cena, because Cena wants competition now. Hey, knocking on the door, CM Punk. Yo, what's up, bro? You want competition? I'm here. Let's do it. And it all ties back to the infamous classic at Money in the Bank 2011.
Right.
So it was like, hey, let's do it. I mean, Punk is on Raw. He would have to appear on SmackDown, because I haven't seen Cena was on Raw the night after Mania. So yeah, like the draft is coming up soon. I don't know when. Or Punk's gonna be like, fuck it, bro. I'm coming to you to SmackDown. I'm gonna talk my shit. You want competition? I'm right here, bro. Let's do it. LA, Money in the Bank, Cena, Punk. One last time.
And in June, they made an announcement. We get 2 PLEs. We get 2 pay-per-views in June. Money in the Bank and coming to Saudi Arabia. Night of Champions.
So there's 3 in June. Worlds Collide, Money in the Bank, and Night of Champions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah.
Damn.
So that's the end of June, around the end of June.
So that means at the current time, there's no King of the Ring. Queen of the Ring.
Unless Night of Champions would be, but that would be way too soon.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that's the one problem I got. You can't stop and go on like, all right, one year is Night of Champions, the following is King and Queen of the Ring, and then it's like the following, like, oh, where's that at? Oh, we're gonna replace it with Night of Champions. Like, just because at the Queen and King of the Ring, if you win, you have a title shot at SummerSlam. So that was the narrative from last year. Like, oh, that's where Gunther and Nia Jax went to SummerSlam and they got the world title shot. So I love that gimmick. If you win the Rumble, you get WrestleMania. If you win King Queen of the Ring, you get a title shot at SummerSlam. Cool, great. But now it's like it's not even on the radar of these events. So what? You're gonna have something at Night of Champions and the winner go to SummerSlam and get a world title shot. Obviously, also Money in the Bank. If you win Money in the Bank, you can cash in anytime, any place within a year. So there's multiple opportunities to be a champion or to cash in. But I'm very shocked they haven't even sniffed, hey, hello to King and Queen of the Ring, because that was a really good gimmick. And I thought, and bringing it back as a pay-per-view, as a PLE, not some shit on Raw and SmackDown. I'm like, now champion, Saudi.
I know.
It's whatever, bro.
But I
They
think
love Saudi Arabia.
is help paying some checks and paying some bills. So
Yeah. Listen, I hear that. When it's all said and done, it is a business. So, I'm reading some tweets.
it is. But I think that we're going to have some interesting concepts between John Cena as he goes further into the summer now as the champion. These last few shows, last few appearances. So I'm waiting to see how that is. How our truths battle is going to come into this, and then what's the next step for Randy? What happens? Does Randy's probably going to face off against our truth about interfering? So I'm interested to see how this might turn.
Okay, so I came across the Twitter account Wrestle Votes. You know about Wrestle Votes, right?
Yep, internet wrestling.
Um, as of 8 minutes ago, they're saying, according to a report from a news outlet, WCVB, I think it's in Boston, John Cena's last match is officially scheduled for Boston and Massachusetts in December.
That's his hometown.
Well, it's West Newbury.
Uh,
You know,
tomato, see you tomorrow.
no,
Whatever.
but I figure regardless, whoever it was gonna go against, I think whether it be a Raw, SmackDown, or PLE, it will be in mass. You know, whether
Well,
it's ruthless aggression or whatever the fuck they're gonna bring up. I think it makes sense to have Cena's last match in his hometown or in Boston.
well, Randy, if it's in Boston or wherever his hometown, Randy, here's the question:
Yes.
Who do you put? Who do you give John Cena? Who was John Cena's last opponent? If it's at Ruthless Aggression in Boston, who is John Cena's last opponent for his last match? Who would you put?
Probably Cody Rhodes.
Cody.
I think Cody would
Rematch.
because I think it's Cody. Now, does that mean Cody's out until December? No. But I think it's that passing of the torch ordeal. My last match, I'm passing it to the new guy who is the new John Cena of the modern era. And that's the way to go because we're doing this in May. From May till December, you're gonna get Punk. You're gonna get a whole bunch of other people that John's gonna get in the ring with, and I think it should be Cody. I thought it was gonna be Orton like months ago, but that's done. So I think it makes perfect sense. It's like when the older guard has a last match at Mania, they always, go down to a younger superstar. It just, passing of the torch and passing of all that tradition. And I think Cena and Cody, the rematch could happen in December. And that'll be it for John. My last match is Cody Rhodes. And I think that's the perfect way to end it. You
Hey,
agree?
I don't disagree. I mean, that'd be a nice little thing, the once night gives it to the new shining knight of the company. So that'd be a nice little turn.
Like I said, the greatest rub ever. Like, bro, yeah, I'm getting the rub from John Cena. The 17, the greatest of all time. Never seen 17. The rub, like, yo, bro, like, And then Cody, damn, I fucking retired John Cena. That's crazy.
And Cody will
John
be
Cena last match was against me. No Roman, no Seth, no Punk, no anybody else. It's me. Because I'm the guy.
I retired one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
I'm the guy. I think it should be. There's nobody else I would really think about having John. And it would have to be someone John handpicks. And if he's gonna handpick it, it's gonna be Cody Rhodes.
Let's see what happens with Cody down the line.
Real quick. So I guess we'll go backwards here. Again, I'm trying to get people's feedback from the main event. Our homegirl Mimi said, "I literally might be the only person to have enjoyed that main event. I
loved it too.
I enjoyed it. Never R. Williams overbooked, and I didn't. We did not need R-Truth. I I think for the most part, people are gonna be a fan of this match more than not a fan. Like, am I saying in May this is up for match of the year? I mean, it could be. As of right now, I ain't gonna hold you. It could be in the conversation. Am I saying it's gonna out win?
I don't
No.
think so, but it
But
was
they
pretty
do
good.
they do the slammies. They do like 10 matches for like, to be considered. Right now, if you're telling me a match of the year right now for 25, right now as I'm 26-minute mark, the match of the year right now for 25, I think is down to 3 matches so far.
What's up?
Both triple threats from WrestleMania,
Okay.
the women and the men, and the triple threat TLC with a tag team title match with the Profits and DIY and Motor City Machine Guns on SmackDown.
Oh, okay. The
I think
TLC.
those would be the top 3 candidates for match of the year for 25. We have a whole lot of time left, but as of right now, those 3 would be the leading people matches. What do you think?
The triple threats definitely will go in. I would definitely give them that. Woof. That's pretty hard to say. We still got a whole lot of months left of wrestling to contend that. That
Mhm.
Cena and Randy was pretty good.
Yeah, from a nostalgic and all that, that would be like 4th
Yeah, but right
on the list.
now I would say the women's right now matches are giving the most. But it's crazy also on NXT, the triple threat match between Trick, Obi, and Javon, that was a real good triple threat match as well. That was a real good triple threat match as well. So, but let's just see what more is going to steal the spotlight. We'll have this conversation maybe sometime in November or December. Let's see who's going to steal that from that.
Um,
I think the triple threats are really trying to make a standing point. Triple threats have been holding it down.
no, you're right. All right, real quick. So work our way backwards. The match before that, Pat Mac and Gunther. We did say I did say it was gonna cook. I think again another match that really was better than what people expected, and
That's me. I'm people.
I would. I'm people too. We all said it when Graham was on here last week, saying that I said Pat Mac was gonna cook. That Pat Mac match was gonna cook with Gunther. Real quick, your overall thoughts on the Gunther Pat McAfee match?
I thought it was better than what I expected. I expected it was just going to be a slaughter,
Mm-hmm.
probably under 5 minutes or under 10 minutes, but I think it reached either 10 minutes or 12, but it was it was pretty entertaining, especially Pat taking the bumps, Pat taking all the spots. It was really good.
Yeah,
Stand up to Gunther. It was really it was entertaining. I was engaged, especially when Michael Cole got involved in it. Michael Cole throughout the whole match, he said he was going to be biased,
very
completely
biased.
biased, but it really added to the emotion of the match. So I really did like it. Shout out to Pat McAfee. He held his own. He did some good moves.
Mm-hmm.
He did some good grapples. Gunther.
Yeah,
I think for one thing, it did for Gunther as well. Wrestling someone who was and not everyone think it was a category. I think this was a good match for Gunther as well. It showcased Gunther, but it also showed for McAfee. He held his own in the ring,
yeah,
and he didn't really take a tap out. He didn't take a pin. He just
that's right.
took a tap out. So that kind of he's an announcer. It kind of saves him and makes him look like he goes out
So he
with
didn't give up. He didn't quit. He didn't
yeah,
tap out.
he goes out on
Yeah,
his noble and his honor. Gunther, ruthless it also protected him despite him beating the holy hell out of
yeah.
McAfee. So I think we're gonna see probably what more. I think this might can go somewhere else, maybe somewhere else if they continue this, or What's next for Gunther? So
Well, I tell you where we were all wrong. We said,
oh boy,
we said, we might get Bailey to pull up, and
womp womp
we might get Goldberg to pull up, and
womp
we
womp.
might get Cody Rhodes to pull up, and so I'm like, okay, now one of y'all pulled up. What are you saving it for? For Raw on Netflix? Maybe, but I'm like, hey, if you know,
I mean, well,
anyway, let me get back to that. Ice wants to add the triple threat from Stand and Deliver to the conversation of match of the year, or matches of the year. I did not see that match. Did you?
that was
Triple threat Stand Deliver, I guess from WrestleMania weekend.
that was Javon, Trick Williams, and Oba.
Obafemi.
Obi Femi, yeah, NXT.
Did you see it?
That was a good ass match. Obi Femi won. It was really good. You know, Obi Femi, Trick Williams were the top dogs that you thought was gonna win, but Javon, the new blood, he was he held his own against them. He held his own, like he was performing. He really put on for it. Like you could see, like down the line at NXT, he's probably going to be fight again for the championship. He was really good.
Yeah. All right. What else? So we're good on Pat Mac. We'll see where it goes. I like the inclusion of Michael Cole trying to hold Gunther's feet down, like Bobby Heenan, Rick Rude, Warrior, WrestleMania 5 kind of vibe, trying to make him win. Pat did not tap out. And then I guess the sign of respect from Gunther at the end was like, hey, like, you know, I kicked your ass, but you know what? I respect you now because you didn't back down, you didn't give up. So more like that kind of gesture, and he walked out. So, but now, where does Gunther go from here? Does he get into the World Heavyweight Championship scene?
We got a comment that says to that.
I think Gunther in the Money in the Bank would be fun. Show how desperate, determined he is to get that championship back.
Jay's still too hot, but that would be interesting.
Jay's still too hot. I don't need to see Gunther and Jay run it back. I think in the early prediction, I had Sami Zayn as the Money in the Bank, winner if he's in it. Kenny, I think Kenny had like Carmelo. Who else you had? Like Carmelo and like a backup was who? I know I had Sammy.
I had Sammy and I picked Drew. No, well, I did pick Drew.
Okay.
I picked Drew McIntyre.
Then for the woman I had first like a Chelsea Green, then I flipped to Liv Morgan, running it back. Then this is gonna be another Liv Morgan summer. Not because I'm a fan of Liv. I think they're gonna really do some major things with her in Jersey, cash in SummerSlam. I think that'll be the vibe. Backlash we had again going back was Intercontinental Championship, Dom and Penta. And Dom with the win and the interference from El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable, and obviously Judgment Day shenanigans. And Dom is still your Intercontinental Champion, the greatest of all time, by the way.
Of all time. Shout out to Liv Morgan.
That's right.
I would say this, we too blessed with this right now. Penta and Dominik Mysterio, they're gonna be giving us banger after banger. They're gonna be cooking for the next upcoming years because their chemistry was so fresh and so right. You know, you could tell Dom's been trained by his father, and he knows the ropes. And Penta, expert, like great, and they just work well together. Their chemistry is just so tight and flows great, and that match really went well. Penta, I like how Penta's is at the level. He's still high, he's still getting a push, but despite it, as Penta's great, Dominik is still going to hold that title, and he's not going to let it go for a very long time. So
Mhm.
now we're going to see Penta against Chad Americano.
That's right.
So that's going to be something. Despite it all, Chad Gable is a hell of a wrestler, and I think him and Penta work really well. But I think down the line they're going to probably face off against more titles, more matches, maybe Money in the Bank, maybe ladder matches somewhere down the line. Because
Mhm.
when you have something that good, when they work well together, I mean, you want to keep working it. You want to still put it on. So I think Dom's reign's still going to continue. Someone's going to challenge him with that. Who do you think Dom's next opponent will be for that IC title?
Dom's on.
Or
Dom's
Tom
on.
Hicks? Who's going to
Dom.
challenge? Then don't mean they're going to win, but who's the next?
Yeah. Well, Dom was on Raw. So again, that is your Pentas. That is no more Braun Breakers. Finn,
A Judgment Day battle?
probably Finn, because when JD and Finn was trying to help Dom, and then JD had Penta ready, Finn could have hit Penta, but then he went to say, hey, hold on, go get a chair. Took a dumb long, and then the referee noticed both of them, and they all got kicked out.
Set up like he
So
did
it's a
that
setup.
purposely.
It's a setup. So I think Finn could be in that conversation. Um, Penta could run it back. I think El Grande is on Raw,
Yeah, but
and Chad is on Raw.
he wouldn't really fight Dom like that right now.
Right, the heels. So who's the good guys on?
I mean, you can't do well. Braun's got different motives. He's not going to
Yeah,
go.
Braun is like up here now. Sorry.
Braun's a different motive, different animal. Ah, I feel like there's someone right there, but I can't think of it. There's a no, he didn't.
Hmm.
He Alistair's not there. He's on
It's
SmackDown.
on SmackDown. And Rusev, but that would be like too early.
Phoenix is also on SmackDown. So,
Yeah.
but I could say if I was to say right now, the first one, I guess I agree with you. It will be Finn. You give it to Finn. Finn will have. I think this will also tell more of the story between Dominik and Finn, not just within the Judgment Day, but
Mhm.
you can see that Finn's going to soon go solo. Finn's going to go on his own run, and if you show Finn and Dominik, probably you put them in two matches against each other for the title, one singles match, and then one possibly with a stipulation. But right, if it's still hot, Dom's really going to still hold that title.
Mhm.
And I think it's also going to just be one is going to be within an agreement for the Judgment Day, and the other one is either you win or you win the title or you're kicked out of the Judgment Day. That's the second match in my mind. So that will be a
Yeah.
stipulation match.
I wonder if the Demon Finn ever comes back.
Would you bring Demon Finn back in the second? Well, you will bring him back in the second match if they was to have it.
I think if a Finn and Dom was to go down, I think it's like you only bring Demon Finn to like when you know he's going over and becoming champion. You don't bring him back and Dom still wins. I mean, it don't matter as long as Dom is champion. That's fine. But that's like what they did with Demon and Edge at 39. Like I'm not bringing Demon Finn out and then I take a fucking L at WrestleMania against Edge. Like the next time I bring him out, that was what 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2023.
So I haven't seen Demon Finn in 2 years. Now the next time I bring him out, I'm getting a fucking W.
With that W. With that being said, do you think Dominik Mysterio? Where would you say his reign, the amount of days for him being the Intercontinental Champion? Where would he rank?
His reign, bro. He's been champion for 3 weeks.
He was the 3 weeks, but do you think he'll either get to that honky tonk level or Gunther's level?
Gunther had it for a whole year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you think Dom's gonna have it for a whole year?
Possibly.
Listen, man, if I had the pen, Dom is champion, Liv is champion. I'm the wrong booker. But if it's not an opponent like that, hold up. Sheamus has never been IC champ, right?
No. It might be Sheamus, but do you think Dom will be one of the greatest intercontinental champions of all time?
I think he would need to be a multiple time champion, not one off, not just uh, the only guy that you could say, yo, he's the one of the greatest or the greatest, or for one reign for IC is like Randy Savage.
For holding it for that many days, though.
Yeah, but he did it one time though. That was it.
Yeah.
Like Miz was like a 8-9 time champion. Jericho 8-9 time champion. Um, Obviously there's Stone Cold, there's The Rock, there's Shawn Michaels, there's Bret Hart, there's a whole bunch of IC champions.
Kane.
Razor Ramon, 4-time champion. Honky Tonk had
Yeah.
one reign. He had it for a whole year. So he might have the best reign, but does that make you the greatest intercontinental champion of all time? That's different. I know Dom was doing it because that's the gimmick. Cool, you're the greatest, bro. I fuck with it. But if you want to have that conversation, it's like then it becomes a convo about who's my favorite. Like Miz is a 9-time whatever IC champ, but how many reigns do you remember?
Mm.
I remember. I recall like the Razors, the Shawns, the Bretts, Stone Cold IC title, the Jericho to a degree,
Kurt Angle,
Gold Dust, Triple
Goldust.
H, um, like Rob Van Dam, like those kind of people.
Yeah.
But it's all about the title defenses and the competition you had during your reign. So probably a long-winded way to answer your question, but I think Dom can go down as one of the greatest IC champs. He's still 20s, like he got a fucking long way to go. So, and then it's about seeing a face Dominik. That's the next
Yeah.
thing. Like he's been healed. Well, he had a little face run with his pops, but it wasn't like it wasn't Dominik Mysterio. It wasn't Dirty Dom.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
we need, we need
Judgment Day.
Dirty Dom as a good guy to see how he puts it all together.
I agree.
Yeah. Before Dom and Penta, we had Becky and Lyra, Women's Intercontinental Championship. Lyra with the victory. Becky snaps on Lyra. She goes crazy on her, and that's why I thought Bailey would come out, but yeah,
Yeah.
she was she chilling. Well,
Chill.
yeah, she's like, nah, not yet.
Nah, I'm not ready. Like SpongeBob.
Not yet. Your thoughts on Becky and Lyra?
I thought the match was pretty. I thought it really was technical, really out the gate. Lyra really, it really showed. It really, got a chance to put Lyra over to being a actual wrestler because everyone wants to say Lyra's boring, Lyra's not very entertaining, but Lyra can grapple. Lyra can flat out wrestle.
They say she's born what, like in the ring or like her promos,
I feel
or
like they say in both aspects. She has a great song or so, but I'm like, bro, just shut up and watch the match. Just watch what she can do. Like this match really told, like, yo, you have the up and coming Lyra Valkyria. She's new star, new blood, and you have OG, which is Becky Lynch. Now, I like to call this like a good old fashioned, the Battle of Dublin, because they both from Ireland. So they're fighting for showcasing their craft, their culture, Irish culture. But Lyra out the gate, she wasn't intimidated by Becky Lynch. This is like the student showing the teacher, I got skills too. Out the gate,
mm,
putting her in multiple grapples. I think she did the surfboard submission hold. She was just rolling her around the ring and doing it like 4 or 5 times. Put her into the ropes, put her into the ring.
Yeah.
Um, half suplexes, suplex pins, Germans. So
Mm.
it was really good to see Becky. You know, she did a job. Reminding her, hey, I'm the remember, I am the teacher here. I can show these things. I can do this. But
Mm.
I was surprised. Surprised. Excuse me. I was surprised how the outcome, the end was, where you know, Becky lost. I thought Lyra was going to lose, but
Yeah.
pretty much pretty good. And I think this is going to showcase more. They're probably going to have more encounters later on down the line.
Um. Little breaking news. During John Cena's uh post show whatever interview thingy, John Cena put our truth through a table during the press conference.
Wow. Wow.
And bro, this is what we said last night. John has not done heelish things to make people hate him or dislike him. Everything has been a promo, and now he puts our truth through a table. He cheats to win against Randy Orton. Low blow and um attacking with the belt. Stuff like that. Like okay, now this is listen. It ain't like the Hulk Hogan heel turn, but at least you're finally seeing John doing some heelish things that, like, hey man, you're a fucking scumbag, bro. Like, I don't like that. Now, R Truth is a fan favorite, and you do that to R Truth, who's you're his hero, and then to get put through a table during the press conference is not cool. So I was like, oh shit, that's pretty different, man. So yeah, I gotta go back and see it. I'm seeing it. Yeah, John Cena, December, Boston final match. Okay, so I know we touched up on that, and then I'm also following Minnesota and the Warriors game 3. Warriors up 4 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
The beginning of backlash, the fatal 4-way. Jacob, Damian, Drew, and LA Knight. Jacob with the victory, but then he had some help with Solo and this guy Cobb. Is it Jeff Cobb or something like that? Anyway, Solo helped Jacob with the win. I think we all had Jacob winning, but were you satisfied with how this fatal 4-way went down?
I am. All four contenders put on a great match. They put on great. I think they put on very well. I like how they showed down the line. Excuse me, down the line that we had more storytelling. We're gonna see possibly Drew versus Damian a little bit more. They're gonna face
Mm-hmm.
off a little bit more either after this match. Jacob Fatu, as much as he's the mercenary, you know, all gas, no brakes, yada I mean. But he really performed. LA Knight still, like, as much as Jacob is the pop, he still has a good pop with the audience as well. And Solo Sakota inputted his. He's still. I like how Solo's still like, even after, even after losing everything, he's still very much showing that he's still a part of this storyline and he's still being good. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he may not have, his once soldiers that are all out, but he told them last week, well, this week, that he has soldiers ready. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to be leading. He may not have the Ula Fala, but he's going to have people that follow him. And it's like a reference, it might be foreshadowing that, Jacob may not follow him, but he has other followers. And we
Mm-hmm.
saw Jacob Lee come out, and Jacob, we saw Lee come out, and Fatu was looking like, I don't need nobody's help to take down. I can do this by myself. He said that to him. So I think this is really going to cause friction between the group as well.
Mm. Yeah, I thought it was good overall. I could see Damian and Drew getting
Yeah.
involved in the Money in the Bank
Their
match.
rivalry, their rivalry pitches. I mean, we need new rivalries like how we had our Austin Rock and Hunter.
Yeah.
So I'm totally in for Drew and Damian Priest giving us a new rivalry sends down the line. Like the only makes stories good is a good rivalry and makes good stories. So I'm here for it. Give Damian and Drew McIntyre a new one of our new wrestling rivalries. Give it to us.
Yeah. So on an overall grading, 1 to 5, A, B, C, D, whatever, what do you give Backlash?
Honestly, I would give it a B plus. I would give it a good B plus. It was
Okay.
I was expecting I didn't come in with some good hopes because there was some matches that I feel like we should have had on the card.
Mm-hmm.
We should have had Naomi we should have had Naomi, Jade, Tiffany, and Naya. We should have had uh
Okay.
Logan, Jay, and we should have had Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker versus CM Punk and Roman Reigns, but I don't know. They don't want to give us too much. They're just giving us uh the broccoli and mashed potatoes. They ain't giving us no steak for
Mm-hmm.
us. So it is what it is. But it was better than I expected. I would have gave at least two women's matches to showcase, but some are injured and they're just showing it for the other public shows, Netflix,
Mm-hmm.
NBC. But it was better than I expected. Not it was pretty good, very entertaining, especially the last match, man. I gotta tell you. What do you
Yeah, I thought overall, even though the build wasn't like
Yeah, that was one thing. You could grade
it
the
was
build.
a
Build
lack thereof of a build, like Backlash, yo, I gotta like it wasn't um solid B. You're a teacher, so I'm thinking like B minus.
it was
In that
entertaining
range. It was.
class.
I got the entertainment from Pat Mack and Gunther. I got the entertainment from Orton and Cena, and also the nostalgia from Orton Cena. I got a very good match with Becky and Lyra. I got a very good fatal four way with those guys, um, and a good match of Dom and Penta IC title shenanigans. So I think overall, I think 5 was the way to go because if you added 2 more, 7, that shit might have been like going. The shit would be ending right now. If you added the Naomi and Jade and like the Tiffany and Nia Jax, that's why they have Saturday Night Main Event in 2 weeks. So as of right now,
Right.
I think it's Jay and Logan. Somebody said Cena and R-Truth. I don't know, but
No,
um,
I don't think
but I
so.
know for sure Jay and Logan for the World Heavyweight Championship. I think it should be the Seth and Braun against Punk and I don't think Roman. I think it's Punk and maybe Sami Zayn. Um, maybe the Tiffany and Nia Jax. Maybe the Naomi and Jade could be the card for main event in 2 weeks, and then we'll figure out Money in the Bank. It's just amazing how everything is like 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. Like damn, like
They ain't wasting no time. It's no like
because WrestleMania, bro, from the Royal from Chamber in March. That was the first week of March.
and that was a long,
They had
long
a month and a
build.
half to get to WrestleMania.
That was a long build, bro.
I'm like, yo, what's up, man? Oh, it's 7 weeks. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, damn, son. Like, fuck. Where's WrestleMania? Oh, 4 weeks from now. 4 weeks. Like, oh
4 weeks.
my God, bro. Do that shit now. So now it's like boom, boom, boom. Like, oh yeah, just the scheduling put them in the corner. But I think yeah, overall B minus for Backlash. We got some good things to get rolling into Raw, SmackDown in the next couple of weeks. That's pretty much it, right? I
Yeah.
mean, nothing else really.
Um,
My last question would be:
what's up?
Is Orton John Cena's greatest rival, or do you think it's somebody else? And
Yeah,
vice versa. Is Cena Orton's greatest rival?
yeah. John, like I think automatically the first person that comes to mind, like who is always trying to.
But it's tough though.
I know it's tough. One would say Edge. You probably might
True.
say, you might say I would say if you was to say everyone was to say Edge, you might say even Triple H, but I would just go with Randy Orton because if you would think this is like common, like they almost cancel each other out, and they had this thing between them where it was like Superman and Lex Luthor, or Batman and Joker. Like you have someone trying to do justice, do the right thing, which is John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
And you had someone who was doing the lunacy, being a lunatic, the psycho, which was Randy Orton, doing all the crazy things to try to break John Cena. And at some moments he won, but in one case, hustle, loyalty, and respect prevailed as well. And with that, they gave us good matches. And I think as well, they always pushed each other to in every sort of way, in every match, in every encounter. That's one thing I noticed from like the weeks of the video packages and tonight they showed. Like they didn't just show like, the history. They just showed like the buildup, like what they did to each other, what they meant to the business and to now. That's why
Yeah.
when we heard like Randy was going to challenge him for the title, Randy put that tweet, "Hello, old friend." And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's something someone will say after someone they have history with, where they didn't almost like them, but they respected them. And that's more like rivalry. Randy
Yeah.
Orton and John Cena, classic rivalry. And that is one rivalry that holds dear for the ruthless aggression era. Like how Austin and Triple H is probably one top for the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, Randy Orton, John Cena.
Or you mean Stone Cold and The Rock, not Stone Cold and Triple H?
Well, Stone Cold. Well, if you was to do
Okay, if it's Attitude Era, obviously Stone Cold, McMahon, Stone Cold, and The Rock,
Stone Cold, The Rock, Stone Cold,
and then
and
Rock, Triple H.
Rock, Triple H in rivalries, but if you was to say the top rivalries from those, Rock and Triple H, Rock and Austin, and John Cena and Randy Orton. Those are the top. If I was to compare from both those eras, those are the two top rivalries from those eras: Austin and The Rock, and Randy Orton and John Cena.
You think Stone Cold and The Rock is better than Stone Cold McMahon as a rivalry?
Yeah, because despite I know we talked yesterday with the blue collar guy and his boss. I know it was very different, but if I was to just say like equal competitors, equal fighters, Rock and Stone Cold, they were both the top guys at
Mm,
the time within it. You had people like Austin, you had people that liked Rock, and they were both so good at it. Their skill sets were different, their styles were different, but people loved it, and as well, like they was already knowing what to expect and how they approached the matches were different. Randy and John Cena, they have different wrestling styles, different approaches, and
mm,
people notice that as well. They're not both the same. It's not looking in the mirror. They're both from two sides of a different mountain, and both these mountains are going to collide, and
mm.
people want to see who's going to remain standing. So that's why I will put like Rock and Austin, top Attitude Era rivalry.
Yeah.
Cena, Orton, top rivalry from the Ruthless Aggression.
Mm.
Come at me, bro.
I mean, I can't disagree. Um,
What's your thoughts on that?
I know you could put Cena Orton, you could put Cena Edge. Um, you could put Punk and John Cena is up there.
Yeah,
Triple H and Orton.
yeah, but it won't
Um,
hold superior to that. I'm sorry.
nah, it just for them. Yeah, I mean Cena Brock is up there. Cena, I like the Cena Batista. That was pretty good.
Did they almost give each other like make each other better or give the best out of it? I couldn't recall a
Then
lot.
that's John and then that's John and Randy. So
Yeah, I
when it
could say
comes down to it, like yo, if we had 20 matches together, you like, yo, man, that's like at least 15 like dope bangers. Like, yo, I won, you lost, we main evented WrestleMania, SummerSlam, this and that, TLC and ladder and all that. They did everything together. So yeah, I would say they are each other's greatest rival, Orton to Cena and Cena to Orton. So, just seeing them go at it one more time was a blessing for the nostalgic fans. But I think we're pretty much done with Backlash. We're gonna be come back on Monday night, following Raw. So Game 4 is Monday. I'm not working Game 4, but I might
Hey,
be doing the podcast following Game 4 and then Raw right after. So it might be a little double header. So
hey, do what you got to do. Or so I
yeah.
mean, hey, it don't matter who's on it. We all working all ways, man. It's all good.
Facts. Any last words, Kenny, before we wrap up on this Saturday post game post show for Backlash? I'm gonna check up the all the post thingies probably tomorrow. See what they said. See what I missed. But yeah, any last words, or we'll be out of here.
I say this. I'm probably gonna give some down the line. Lyra and Becky are going to face off in possibly Money in the Bank. They might face off at Money in the Bank and maybe a ladder match for the
Okay.
IC title. I think they're going to face off at Money in the Bank for for the IC title. Bailey will be back and possibly throw herself into
Mhm.
helping Lyra, but this is all going to come to an end. I say down the line, Jacob Fatu and Solo are going to have some type of friction, and Solo's going to start recruiting new members for his squad. Excuse me, and then
Yeah.
hopefully we're going to see the Tongas return. And despite it, as much as we said the bloodline's over, but the bloodline story is not over. It's just not as hype as it is. But I think we're going to still see within this new 2.0 bloodline friction. We saw friction in the original bloodline, so why can't we see friction in the new bloodline?
I mean, is it still bloodline though? Like,
It's and his blood. Hey, his blood is always family. You don't need to be family to be blood. So no love loss.
I see you Monday following Raw. I might have a doubleheader with the basketball. Hopefully, New York wins Game 4, and I could do the podcast and talk my shit. But we'll see, man. It's in a game podcast on Monday night following Game 4, Boston, New York, and then 2 out of 3 falls podcast following Raw on Monday night. So, Kenny, man, thank you, man. Always appreciate you. Find the podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. Go to youtube.com/Cruise Control Podcast. Go ahead, download, rate, comment, like, subscribe. All that good stuff. Show some love and support for you boys on the program. Until Monday night, Randy Cruz, Kenny Holt. We out of here.
Yep. Nick, y'all better pass the ball to someone else besides
Oh
Jalen
my
Brunson.
God. Shut up. Shut up.
Give it to someone else.
We're good. I
You
think
good?
Knicks win Game 4.
You're letting Jason Tatum Drake take over the game.
Oh, man. Well, I knew Boston had to get one at least, bro. They weren't going to get swept.
Overzealous. Knicks can't be overzealous about this. This is the champions y'all playing.
That's
Remember
right.
that. So,
Yeah. I'll see you Monday, man.
see you Monday.
All right, bet.
Peace.